Hey y'all, what's up? So we getting ready to interview Vina Rose. She is a real life sweetheart. I've been reviewing a few things about her, and I love her humbleness. I love how she's outspoken, don't cut no corners, paving the way for herself. And she's also a daughter of Kid Capri, and you just not gonna be able to just not like her because she's a beautiful young lady. I love different conversations she had over the things that I viewed about her, and I'm just excited to interview her. So please be patient with me. Stay tuned. I hope you guys just continue to support. I thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Please tag your friends, family, anybody. I've been having some amazing women on Life Her podcast that has shared so many personal testimonies that you couldn't even imagine. So just continue to support y'all. I really, really appreciate you a lot. More than you think. And it's a new wave, and we got some new merch coming out soon and everything. So just tune in. So we just gonna wait on Vina to come in a few. So wait on a few people to come. Tune in. Yes, yes, yes. It's super dope. I hope everybody is enjoying their weekend. Hello, hello. Thank you for tuning in. We're getting ready to go live in a few. Hello. I'm waiting on Vina Rose. So stay tuned. Interview starts at 8 o'clock. Hello. Hello. Hi, Kimberly. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to Life Her Podcast. You're going to enjoy it. Stay tuned. Anybody got questions before Vina come in? Okay. I'm none but patience. Thank you for letting me know, Kim. I appreciate it. If anybody got any questions about Life Her Podcast, how I got started, anything, I'm here. Ask me plenty of questions. Make sure you subscribe us on YouTube. Also subscribe us on Spotify, Google Play, Anchor. Check out the website and listen to other previous interviews of some amazing women. We just had an interview talking about vaccines with Dr. Louise, and she gave out some informative information about vaccine shots, talking about COVID, and she is based in New York City also. She's a scientific researcher. She's a surgeon up in New York, and she travels around the world also helping a lot of people. It was very inspiring and uplifting to hear many things that she talked about. I hope you guys tune in and listen to that, and that's actually on YouTube. And also I have another release that came out today with Melody Moss. Melody is an amazing woman. She dealt with a lot of domestic violence abuse in the past, and she overcame everything. She's an inspiring PR as well, and she's pretty dope. Her testimony is, oh man, it's something. So I hope you guys tune in and listen to that. It actually released today at noon. And also just catch up on other women, listen to their testimonies and how they overcame many things, and how they uplift other women in their stories. And also, it was a real good interview with Ashley Pittman. It was a really good interview with her. She talked about pregnancy loss, how she lost her children, and also just different other inspiring things that she talked about along with other women. And she actually wrote a book of different women sharing their testimonies about them losing their babies due to pregnancy loss. It was sad, but it was uplifting at the same time because it had helped the next woman that been through it. Hey, Vina, get ready to come in now. Thank you for Miami.
Hi.
Hey, Vina.
Hi. How you doing?
How are you?
You're breaking up a little bit. Let me try to fix this.
What's that?
There we go. Yeah.
What's up, girl?
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm well. I'm hanging in there. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Hanging in there too. With COVID got us all on lockdown.
Mm-hmm.
Even with
Exactly.
everything open. How you been coping with Lord?
It's just like so much. Like there's so much going on.
It's okay. You got it?
Yeah, we back in action.
We back.
Yeah, we back. We're back.
Okay. So how you been doing during this COVID season we having?
I've been eating a lot, sleeping a lot, uh, writing a lot, and just doing a lot of planning. For me, I didn't take it as everyone else did. I wasn't as productive and innovative, I guess.
Uh-huh.
For me, it was more of like a break. Like, okay, settle down
Oh,
and just, like rejuvenate and just try to, spend some time with yourself. So that's really
yeah.
how I took it.
I mean, girl, that's good too.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's something you needed. I love that song Oxtails.
Thank you. Thank you.
That song is bomb. I was listening to it the other day and it was so funny. I have a daycare center and one of the little girls was listening to it. She was doing some TikTok off of it.
Nice, nice.
But I didn't get to catch her doing it because I was going to straight send it to you too.
Yes, because I'd have been excited to see that.
Yes. And I like Henny V also.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. You really killing that. So do you write songs all the time?
Yeah, all the
Do
time.
you?
Mm-hmm.
When did you know you wanted to start writing and singing and everything?
I was actually a writer before I was a singer. I used to do like
Okay.
poetry and like I was like really into that kind of stuff. So I was always writing. And then once I noticed I had a voice and I wanted to make my own songs, it just naturally started to happen. Put a melody to it, and
Really? How old was you then when you start doing all that?
maybe I think I started doing poetry, like getting into it, like maybe like 8, 9 years old, and then singing, like really, really singing. Um, maybe like 11, 12. When I got to high school,
Really?
though, that's when I really started, like training and all that kind of stuff. Because I went to performing arts high school, so that's where all of my training came from.
Okay. So what is life like being grown up and you being Kid Capri's daughter and trying to separate the 2
Mm-hmm.
between you becoming an artist and going out on your own and then knowing he your father and everyone know
Mm-hmm.
that.
Honestly, I lived a very normal childhood. I'm from Harlem. I went to a public school, and like people knew, but it wasn't something that I flaunted because to me he was always just dad. It was never just like it was never
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, he's Kid Capri. Like I was too young to really understand. As I got older, things started to change. People started to notice, and people would treat me differently, which is kind of crazy. Like you would think I'm the one that would be like acting funny, but yeah, people started treating me differently and just always wanted to know like, well, why are you here and he's not here, and then, like it's just like it was just a lie. Like it was just stupid. But now that I have my own career, and by the way, me and my dad have an amazing relationship.
That's
He just
good.
he just spent a lot of time on tour, stuff like that. But now that I have my own career, it's very important to me to not rely on him. It's very important to me to not run to him for everything because I was taught what it meant to work hard. I was taught what it meant to go get my own. So for me to, just because I'm in the same industry as him, that doesn't mean I have to go to him for everything. And I just wanted to be my own person. I wanted to, the same way he has a legacy of his own, I wanted the same for me. And me being his daughter just be a plus, not the reason as to why I'm going in the direction I'm going. So thankfully, we both have that understanding. And, you know,
Right.
yeah.
Right. And that's dope. That's one thing that I do love about you. It's like you so strong and like you have this huge independence and you know what the hell you want. It's like you know what you want, you going for what you want, and you're really not leaning on your parents to do everything for you. It's like you just want to prove to yourself that you can
Yeah,
do it.
that I'm
And
capable.
I'm like, and that's so dope. I'm proud of you that you're
Thank
doing
you.
that.
Thank you.
And don't stop. Just keep going because it's
Absolutely.
very meaningful because you never know what girls are looking up to
Yeah.
you. And they lean on their parents for things and
Mm-hmm.
you really not. That's like your last resort, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
Yeah.
And that's really good. So
Thank you.
was it like did you ever deal with like any type of bullying or because you say that people change?
I definitely dealt with bullying in like fourth grade. Like that's why I remember it the most. And it was more so not because there was anything wrong with me, but like I was just in the class where there were a group of girls who were like just always mean. Like that's just what it was. So I definitely experienced it, and from there, I think that was my moment of like, look, I'm my own person. Nobody's gonna take advantage of me. Nobody's gonna treat me like this. I'm gonna go get what I want. I'm gonna do things my way. So it started for me at a very young age, and like I've learned discipline and working hard before that. Before fourth grade, I'm classically trained in ballet, African, tap, jazz, everything since I was 2 years old.
Good.
So I've always been in dance school. I always knew what it meant to work hard and to try to stand out, but not be too like not do too much. So
Yeah.
being in fourth grade and hear these little bullies go, it's like, all right, you're killing my spirit, and I never wanted to feel like that again. So I just changed my narrative.
That's good. So was it like that in high school or it just
No,
reversed?
no,
It
high
reversed?
school. When I got to high school, people didn't really know about my dad. They didn't know until um, like I had a show, and he surprised me. He came to the show, and when I was performing, it was my first time my dad see me on stage singing. Like he always saw me dancing. He never like came to a show where I was actually singing. So he comes to the show. I'm singing and I hit a certain note and he runs to the stage and he's banging on the stage like he's banging on the stage like that's my daughter, that's my daughter. And that right there, that's when everybody knew. And people were excited. People were more so excited. But for me, I was
Right. Like I've been keeping it low
like
profile this
yeah,
long.
like I've been keeping it cool this whole time, and here you go. Like shout out to the
Right.
excitement, Dad, but like come on. But I guess he knew that everybody. I guess he thought that everybody knew already. So it was like, but yeah, but high school there was no bullying though. I actually had the best years of my life in high school.
That's good. That's real good. And I'm glad to know that because some kids do go through that
Yeah.
once people find out like who the father is, or you will get leeches, like
Mhm.
people want to just be your friend just
Right.
because and all that. Have you ever dealt with situations like that?
Yeah, definitely. For me, I never wanted to be. Even now, like about to be a 24-year-old woman, and I don't want to be a negative example of anything. So
That's good.
for me, I pay attention to a lot of things. Like I pay attention to body language. I pay attention to, how many times you ask for something or how many
Yeah.
times you want to hang out with me. If I'm upset, do you come through? So I really paid attention to stuff like that. So I never really, if I ever went through a phase where a friend was moving funny, if I noticed it, 9 times out of 10 we stopped talking and never started talking again. So I'm always aware of stuff like that. But I never wanted to be that girl who was like, yo, like, you know, Vina was friends with such and she did X, Y, and Z, and Vina stayed friends with her,
Right.
and now this person is doing it. Like, it was just like I never wanted to be
Mhm.
that. So I definitely am very cautious about who I let around me and like who's in my circle and all that
You
kind of stuff.
you have to.
Mm-hmm.
You have to. I'm like that myself because
Yeah.
some people are just real spiteful.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like sometimes you don't want to be dealing with all that when you trying to keep your
Yeah.
peace in line.
Exactly.
And that's good that you are tapped into that because that's a gift. That's like a
Yeah.
spirit of discernment.
Mm-hmm.
Just keeping track of that. So
Yep.
how did you get into starting like being on growing up in hip hop?
So they reached out. They were reaching out for a while, and I was very hesitant because I'm yes, it's TV, but I'm still human, and I'm trying to figure out my way through the industry that I'm in. And anything that I say and anything that I do will be held against me, and I'm trying to figure that part out. So being on reality TV, and I'm still trying to figure that out. If you say something to me that I don't like, and I respond in a certain kind of way, that could
Yeah.
put me in a position where what I'm doing with my career, I could just mess it up.
Right.
So I was very hesitant. We spoke a couple times. We finally had a meeting like about maybe like a year later, and the meeting was with me, my dad, my managers, and they were just assuring us that it was a family show. Like, of course, we're gonna run into hiccups and stuff. You're gonna run into some
Yeah.
problems or whatever. It's entertainment, it's TV, so you're definitely gonna
Right.
run into that. But it's about family. We want to show people that even if you do get into drama, there's a way to get out of it. So we
Right.
understood that. We felt like it would be good. To, just for me and my career and letting people get to know me and things like that.
Right.
So we did it. And of course, exactly what I thought was going to happen happened. But me and my castmates were all fine. Everybody's all great. Everything is, and I think it did well for me in terms of, just exposure. Even if you didn't really get to hear my music, like you go to my Instagram and like, it just opens that door for you to now know who I am. So it was definitely a
Yeah.
dope experience.
Yeah. It's like you really chilled and laid back and you just like to just go with the flow.
Yeah, until I'm taken there, like until it's
Yeah.
like, but yeah, like I just, I like to be in my own zone and like have fun and all that kind of stuff. So,
Yeah. So what other things that you have going on right now?
so I'm currently reworking my first album, getting ready to release that, which I'm really, really excited about. And I want to say so many more things, but everything's like a secret.
No, that's cool. That's
Everything's
cool.
like a secret. So, but yeah, there's a lot of things going on. I'm really excited. I've been quiet. I know like a lot of people are like looking at my Instagram like, oh, she's not super active. She's not constantly on the gram. And it's like, we in a weird time right now. So for me, being on Instagram all day is a little draining. So I definitely been taking a step back. But me and my team are doing so many things right now, and we're just ready to reveal everything to the world. I'm so excited.
That's good. So what inspired you to come up with certain songs?
Just either memories, experiences. Sometime I'll be in the studio and I'll just be like, "Yo, give me a word," and then we'll just build a song of that
Just
one
a
word.
flow?
Like, yeah. So it's just like it's really just it's a natural thing. Thankfully, it's a natural thing. I don't have to work too hard to get a song out, especially if I'm going through something. That's like the perfect time for me to like
Oh yeah.
get in the studio.
You get to write like
Yeah.
crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, you get to write your whole life.
Hmm.
So, how do you feel that the industry has changed from your childhood until now? Has it changed drastically?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Um, since before I was born, you had to be special. You had to be scouted. You had to be somebody had to come get you, like Motown. You
Right,
had to
right.
go in front and sing, and like you had to like really,
Yeah.
really make somebody believe in you. But now you don't need that. You could not be able to sing at all, but as long as you look good and it's catchy, it'll catch on. You don't need an approval, but anybody but Instagram or Twitter or Facebook. So it's definitely a different world, and I think that's a negative thing. I think a positive thing. I think the women in the industry are now getting their flowers. They're now being
Yeah.
appreciated for who they are. They're now able to make the music they want to make. They can say the things they want to say. They can express, we can be as expressive
Yeah.
as we want to, and it's accepted. And if it's not accepted, we don't care. So I think that's the beauty of, how much it has changed. And I think we still have, let me not say that. Yeah. Yeah.
I love how
Yeah.
cautious you be. It's really, really good though. Like it's good. It's like, I'm the type of person like I think before I speak and say
Right.
things because people take stuff to the left and you
Yeah.
really didn't mean it that way. So I'm so glad that you are like that.
Thank you.
I'm that's good. Keep
Thank
it
you.
up.
Mhm.
But what about how do you feel? Do they try to make you half naked all the time instead of being fully
Um,
clothed?
well, I had an episode like that in the show, and that was really just to
Did you?
show. Yeah, there was an episode where I was doing a photo shoot and I had a leotard on, and my dad walked in on the shoot like, "Why is your behind out?" And
Oh,
so that episode was really just to show like you don't have to do that. You don't have to you don't have to exploit yourself to be successful. You don't have that. That's not a thing that you have to do. And throughout my career, I've always been that way. I'm not a person who's a fan of showing everything. I
uh-huh.
like to, of course, be sexy, of course, but you could be sexy and not, um, harm yourself without harming
Right,
yourself. So,
right,
and I say that just as confidently as I say I have stripper friends. I have friends who that's their life. That's what they do. Like, and I love them
right.
to death. That's their occupation. That's what they choose to do.
Yeah.
But you don't have to do that to be successful. Is what the point was.
No.
So for me,
I
if I
mean,
don't like
what's for
something,
you is for you.
yeah, if I don't like something, I don't like it, and I'm not doing it. It's just that simple. I won't sign the contract. You're coming to me as a businesswoman. You want to do business with me, so I have to be pleased in order for me to give you what it is that you want. I have to be my best self in order to sell whatever product it is that you need for me to sell, and I can't do that if I'm being forced to do something that I don't want to do. So if I don't like it, it don't get done. And my team is full of women, so it's all bulldogs, and it's like
Woo.
a bunch of women are coming at
Yeah.
you as like, she's not doing that.
Killing
Like,
it.
so me personally, I don't really go through that, but I encourage everybody else to, have that, keep your foot on their neck.
Yeah.
Like, listen,
Yeah.
you
Like
know,
creating boundaries. It's like,
exactly,
dang, we about to go to Vina, so we already know what's up.
exactly.
Yeah.
And once you do that with one person, the word gets around. Like, yo,
Oh yeah.
she not with all that, like, so, and I don't necessarily have to come off like that. My team does. That's their
Yeah.
job. My manager comes off as, listen, we're gonna shake hands, we're gonna do business, and that's that. For me, I could come in the room and be as sweet as I want to be, but what the vibe is. You know what I accept and what I don't accept. And I feel like as women, especially as Black women, we don't allow ourselves to feel comfortable with giving people boundaries. We feel like if
Yeah.
we give somebody boundaries, they're gonna automatically label us as the mad Black woman. No, it's okay for
Mhm.
you to say, I'm not doing this. This is how we're gonna do it. If you don't like it, we don't have to do it. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yes. But what would you say with women that trying to find their self confidence and even trying to find a voice? Sometimes women have just been quiet for so long and just let things pass due to those reasons of everybody want to be like, oh, you talk too much. You want to be a strong Black woman.
Mm-hmm.
You're miserable. You're this.
Mm-hmm.
They always say downplay things. What's something uplifting and inspiring you could say to that woman?
Like when people say be you, and it just
Yeah.
seems like so general. Like it seems like, oh, okay, whatever that means. If you are naturally you, if you naturally don't like something, okay, for instance, when you laugh, if something is funny, you laugh. You don't think like, oh shit, do I want to laugh? You
Right.
laugh. You naturally laugh. If you don't like something, react. The way you feel, you have to. If you don't, you will never get the respect that you're longing to get. If you feel something, let it come out of you. Let it pour out of you. So what? People are going to talk about you regardless. If you do everything
Man.
right and you think that you're perfect, there's still going to be somebody who says, oh my gosh, she's too perfect. So at the end of the day, you cannot please everybody. The only person you can please is you. And a lot of times, what we do is put other people before us. We put other people's their opinions before our own opinions. We tend to want to please everybody before us, and that's a problem.
Yeah,
It starts
it's a
with you.
big problem. And I think that's what we like. A lot of us women, I feel like a lot of us women find ourselves taking care of other people instead
Yeah,
of taking care of ourselves. And then after taking care of people so long, it's like, okay, they don't even appreciate it.
yeah,
And they feel like you're obligated to
yeah.
continue to do these things.
And they
And
have
no,
not
that's not how
even
it works.
and they have not even proven to you that they deserve to be around you. You're
Yep.
trying to prove that you deserve to be around them, and they're not doing it in return. And you end up being caught up in these messy situations, whether it's relationship, friendship, business. It all relates, and we
Yep.
all do it. We all do it.
Yeah.
And I think for us, like for my generation, I'm 23. My mom is in her 50s. I was raised with a bunch of boys. I was raised with women who took care of everybody. They took care of everybody in the
Mhm.
household. They cleaned for everybody. They cooked for everybody. So that's how I grew up to be. But
Right.
everybody's not like me. Everybody's not like that. People take things like that for granted. So,
Yep.
it's just you got to be aware and you got to act accordingly, move accordingly.
Yeah, it's more or less like you grew up with morals.
Yeah.
You grew up
Yeah.
with learning what respect is, and you grew up with loyalty is.
Mhm.
Like you grew up with those things, so a lot of people don't know that. So
Mhm.
that's what brought you to your spirit of discernment on you being careful on who's around you and who's in
Right.
your space. Because if it's not, it'll affect you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Because
And you got to stay on your path.
I know what it feels like when somebody loves me. I know what it feels like when somebody respects me. I know what it feels like when somebody wants to do right by me. Because if that's not your intention, it comes out. It pours out of you.
Yeah,
The negativity comes out of you naturally. So,
yeah.
yeah.
And then how you start snapping.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
then
man,
once
you
I
don't
go
even
left,
want
I go
that.
left. So,
Like it's a wrap.
yeah, it's over after that. So,
so
come
so what
correct.
is something what is one of the worst experiences that you ever had?
Like in music or just in life?
Just in life.
I had some really bad experiences.
Oh shoot.
Real bad ones. I don't know. I don't know if I want to say it because it gets hella personal. So let me think. Let me think of something. The worst experience I've ever dealt with. I would say, if anything, it may have come from like a past relationship or something like that, like getting my heart broken. Um, I'm a very emotional person. I feel everything. I'm very expressive about the things that I feel. So if you're doing something to hurt me and I'm expressing it and you're continuously hurting me, that breaks me down. That makes me feel like I'm worthless, like I'm the problem. So
Hmm.
that's one of the worst things I've been like one of the worst things I've ever felt. Um, but yeah, yeah,
That's probably like when that reverse psychology come
yeah,
in.
yeah.
You know, when a person is guilty and
Hmm.
trying to make you feel bad for
So
what
that they
the
don't
hell
feel
they
bad
did.
about what they doing. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
That's exactly what it is.
hmm,
And that and
yeah,
that that is a bad experience, especially when it's like someone you genuinely love and
yeah.
care about.
And
So
I don't let things go. I hold grudges.
do
That's
you?
one of my flaws. Yeah, that's one of my flaws. Like I will not speak to you, and I will never forget what you did. It will always replay in my head.
Well,
And
there ain't nothing wrong with that.
I'm also not a um. Somebody asked me what's something that nobody knows about you. So this is one thing. I am not good at healing. I'm not good at like if something happens to me, if something emotionally hurts me, it takes me a while to heal from it. If I don't get the time to do that, I will hate you forever. And what you did will never be erased out my brain.
That's not good, Vina.
I know.
That's not
I
good.
know. So
You you
that's one
have
of my
to
traits.
you have to like move on and heal from
Hmm.
something. You don't necessarily got to hold a grudge to that person because of what
Hmm.
they did, because they have to live with that. But you're creating it to make yourself live with it.
Hmm.
And
So
you
now
should do that.
that's where I'm at. So the writing and all of that, that becomes therapeutic. That helps with all of that, helping me
Yeah.
release that. But yeah, I'm 23. I put a lot of pressure on myself. So
You still growing
that's what
though.
I'm
You
saying. Like,
young
I'm
still.
still really young. So I'm
Yeah,
getting
you
there.
still young, but don't let that continue that because it
Hmm.
creates you to block your blessings too.
Exactly, exactly.
You know what I'm
And I've
saying?
seen it.
So yeah, but as you get older, you gonna recognize how to let things go.
Hmm.
'Cause I used to be like that too.
Hmm.
It took me a long time. Like I will not speak to you.
Yeah,
Like
because I
I'll
just think
be
of like, how could you do something to me that I would never do to you? Like,
right.
like it's just like, okay, so you don't care about how I feel, so now I don't care how you feel. I don't care
Yeah,
that you care that I don't want to talk to you. I don't care. So
yeah.
so I get like that. That's what stops me from healing my anger. Like, I don't care. Like, so that's it for me. But yeah, I'm growing. It's definitely something I'm trying to grow out of. So yeah,
Yeah. Well, one thing about it, you recognize it though.
yeah, exactly.
Some people will just be so in denial. They
Yeah,
be like, "No, that's not me. That's not
and I
true."
hate.
No.
I no, let me not say hate, but I very much dislike a person who is in denial about anything. I don't like delusion. I don't like any of that. I'm fully aware of everything that's going on around me. So I know when I have a bad trait. I know when I pick up a bad tendency. I know when I have to fix something. So that's what this quarantine is about. Like really just trying to fix,
Yeah.
you know, certain things.
What I do is I be honest with a person and I tell them my wrongdoings. And
Mm-hmm.
after that, if you accept this after I told
Mm-hmm.
you, I don't want to hear nothing about
That's
it in
true.
the
That's
future
true.
because you know this
Yeah.
already.
You're
So
choosing
when
to
you
continue to
start
deal
to,
with me.
yeah, when you start to experience it, just help me get over that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And just take time because we take on a lot of people's stuff, especially dudes.
Mm-hmm.
We take on a lot of things to a point we forgive in so many ways,
Yep.
but once they experience a side of us, it's like, no, I'm good. I'm
Mm-hmm.
good. You
Yep.
know? So that's where that come in at. And you gonna be able to balance all of that easy. It's just gonna take time. It's gonna take time.
Yeah. Oh, it's tiring. It's very tiring.
I already know. So what else like in the industry that you experience that a bad experience that you done had?
I've experienced, like when I walk in a room, the first thing people look at is like, me, like how I look, how I dress, how I smell, because I really take pride in smelling good all the time.
Okay.
Um, so like people look at that, guys look at that, and the first thing they want to do is have some kind of sexual or romantic relationship with me rather than looking at me as a businesswoman. So that's something I experience. I have experienced often. Now that I have a name for myself and I've set those boundaries, I don't really deal with that as much anymore. But that was definitely a problem. Like people they didn't even care that I sung. It was just like, yo, like you look
Really?
good. Like, can we go on a date? Like, bro, hold on.
Like, and what's so crazy? It's like sometimes people don't like to get to know you mentally no
Yeah,
more.
yeah,
It's like straight off top, physical.
hmm
Let's go.
yeah.
And, and
And
that's bad.
some of the prettiest, most beautiful, most handsomest, they be the worst. They be the garbage ones on the inside.
Oh yeah.
They be the
Toe
ones
up.
that are terrible. So it's just crazy. Like it's like people forgot about that term. Never judge a book by its cover. Like it's true. Just because they look good doesn't mean that they're good for you. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
They're good for
So how you
somebody else, but
automatically
not
assuming?
you.
Yeah, like I come in a room and I look cute. How you automatically assuming that I'm somebody you can take home to your mom? Like, come on now. Like just like talk to me a little bit. But yeah, that's something negative I experienced.
Wow. And that's really sad that you experienced that. But do you feel like now you have put a name out for yourself instead of with your dad's name being tied to it?
Yeah. Yeah. Before it was, hey, this is Vina Love, Kid Capri's daughter. Now it's, this is Vina Love. She does X, Y, and Z. And oh, her
Good.
dad is Kid Capri too. It's like that. Like the conversation changes a little bit, which I'm really proud of because I'm not ashamed of my father being my father. I'm not ashamed of that
I
at all.
know.
Um, but it's just like, I want my respect too. The same way he went out and got his is the same way I'm going out and getting mine. And I
Yeah.
just I
It's
just
like
want that respect.
It's like building your own legacy.
Yeah,
And then once you built your legacy, you can have yours on top of his, and
yeah,
that just make it like
exactly.
crazy.
Hmm.
Like, and that's really good that you're doing that, because some people just like the easy way and just like
Yeah.
just go like, all right, I'm trying to get right there to the top right now. and
Hmm. Yep. And it's
that's
like
real good.
something my dad always said to me, like you want longevity. Like you don't want to be here today and gone tomorrow. So that comes with putting in work, spending the time, making connections, going and meeting people, going and working at it. If you just get a hit song and then you blow up, what if you don't get another hit song after that? Now you just disappear. Like you
Yeah.
have to really like, embed your name and who you are into people's brains. And that was just always my goal.
Yep. And that's good that that's your goal when you continue to do things like that. Are you in the studio almost every day, or
Absolutely. Well, not since quarantine. Nobody want to take no studios. Everybody's scared. But yeah, prior to that, I'm always in the studio. I sit in the studio for hours and hours and hours. If you can't find me, I'm in the studio. I'm in the house, one or the other. So yesterday I was in the studio till 7 o'clock this morning.
what is
7 o'clock, yes, 7 a.m. And I went, got some breakfast, came home, and went to sleep at 9 a.m.
you? So what else you doing besides singing and writing? What else do you like to do besides that?
I love dancing. I love cooking. I love to direct. I love editing. I love modeling, catwalk, walking, and like magazines and stuff like that. I'm really into all that kind of stuff. I like sports, but I'm not a like huge sports fan. Like I like basketball, but I used to play volleyball. Yeah, I'm into a lot of
You
things.
can do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Mhm.
your main focus right now is just writing and singing at
No,
this
I'm doing it
moment?
all right now. The
Oh,
main
you
focus
doing
right now,
everything?
yeah, right now we're trying to get the album out. I wrote every song on the album, so we're trying to get the album out, and getting into movies. All my videos I've directed, I've edited. Um, yeah, we're doing everything. I'm into hair, makeup. I do my own hair, do my own makeup. Um, I love fashion, so yeah, we're really doing all of that right now, all at the
Oh,
same
you
time.
just killing it right now, all the way
Yeah,
around.
yeah.
I like that.
Thank you.
For real, it's just like you gotta grind to get it, and it's
Hmm.
like you gonna appreciate it so much.
Yeah.
One cool thing about it is you young, you don't have kids.
Mm-mm.
Oh yeah, you really about to be dangerous. Yeah, for real, because you don't got nothing stopping you but yourself.
Right.
So it's like, man, I could keep going. I could conquer any and
Yep.
everything and just get it done at
And I'm
this
just
moment.
super excited to see where we're gonna end up, and like, I'm
I'm
excited.
excited too because you have a beautiful voice. I love
Thank you.
it.
Thank
I
you.
really love it. I personally I don't watch reality TV
I
shows,
feel you, girl. I feel you.
so I never seen it before,
Hmm.
nothing like that, or any other ones.
Hmm.
But overall, I love your energy. I love your personality. I love your strength. I love
Thank
your
you so
spirit
much.
of discernment. Like you are really, really dope. You are going far.
Thank you.
You just have so much wisdom to you for your age, and it shows your upbringing. It shows how good of a parents that you have.
Hmm.
So like you could thank your parents every
Yep.
chance,
Yep.
because like it's a lot of young women that don't have the mindset
Hmm.
that you have.
Hmm.
And it's like the only thing on their mind right now is getting materialistic stuff,
Yeah.
hanging around dudes, clubbing, kicking it. It's nothing like a priority, and you have
Hmm.
priorities.
Thank you. Thank you.
Like for real. So how do you feel about people being materialistic?
I get it. I get it, but um, you live in a house with your mom, your grandmother, and your brother, and you got all these Gucci bags and all of this and all of that, and your house burns down. Now what do you have? Your mom, your
Nothing.
brother, and your grandmother. That's it.
Yeah.
So you going crazy for all these, and then like people don't think money wise. I'm not about to go spend $500 on a pair of jeans. I'd rather put the $500 to the side, get another $500, spend $1,000 on a Chanel bag, and if my house gets foreclosed and I gotta go get my shit together, I go sell my Chanel bag because that's something people are gonna buy. Next season, it's not gonna be $1,000 no more. It's gonna be 2,800. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So people
Oh
are
yeah.
materialistic stupidly though. It's okay to be materialistic, but make sure you're doing it right. Like make sure you like So
Yeah.
for me, I love nice things, but I'm into homes and cars and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. Like I love bags, but like I don't go crazy for expensive shirts and expensive jeans, expensive shoes. Like if I'm gonna spend money on anything, it's like a bag. But I'm really into like like home decor and like
Just
having a
build
really
wealth.
nice car. Like
Yeah, and that's good. It's good to like even just build wealth. I know
Mhm.
when I was your age, man, I spent money like crazy.
Oh yeah, I
And
spend
now
money.
it's so it's like it's to a point like, dang, I shouldn't have bought that. I really
Hmm.
should have bought a house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I
Hmm.
could have had rental properties and things of that nature.
Right.
It's like you gotta think of ways to build wealth
Hmm.
for yourself. And then once you get older, it's like, oh, I could buy that easy.
Yep.
I could buy a Chanel bag with no problem,
Hmm.
you know? So it's good that you have that mindset because it's very, very important because it's no telling where time will go. Like, look
Exactly.
the situation we in now.
Hmm.
We can't do nothing.
That's what I'm
So it's
saying.
like you gotta find something.
You going crazy for all this materialistic stuff. Where you wearing it to? We
They
can't go
wear it
nowhere.
over. They
We can't
wear it
go nowhere.
online. They can do it
So
online.
that's what I'm saying. Like like it's just like it's just I don't know people's, but I guess it comes from when you don't have anything that you're um trying to get to. If you don't have a goal, then it's just like you could be careless. You're careless about certain things. You don't really care where you're spending your money and all that kind of stuff. So I mean, I guess everybody has their own opinions on like materialistic stuff, but like I don't know, materialistic for me is like eating the best steak I can eat or like drinking the best champagne I could drink. Like I'm into that kind of stuff.
That's good because it's for you though.
Yeah, it's for me. That's what I'm
You
saying. It's
know?
everybody, everybody's different.
Yeah,
Everybody got their own way of, you know.
definitely. So before we sign off, what is something uplifting and inspiring that you could share with young women and older women?
Oh, girl, you're gonna go through so much. You're gonna go through so much. I remember when I was 14 and I first got my heart broken, and my mom was like, "You're gonna go through this so many more times." And I was like, "How is this even possible?" But it's true, and it's not only heartbreak from men; it's heartbreak from friends, families, jobs, anything that you believe in. It could all fall to the floor and be over, but you have to pick yourself up. If you don't pick yourself up, you're not gonna get up. Nobody else is gonna come do it for you, unless you say a prayer. That's the only person that's going to be able to get you up. That's it.
Yep.
So believe in yourself. There's always going to be somebody to tell you you can't. They've been telling women they can't for forever, and then they've been telling black women they can't for even longer than that. So you have to believe in yourself because if you don't, nobody else will. And take care of yourself. And be cautious. Be safe. Be around the people who are going to protect you. Be around people who care about you and want the best for you. And protect yourself as much as you can.
Yes, definitely. You the truth, man. You
Thank
need to
you.
start. You need to start speaking more.
Yeah,
For real, because you
that's
be seeing
funny.
so much real stuff. You got so much wisdom.
Thank you.
Like seriously, you need to go into
All
more
right,
of
I'm
that.
sorry. Start talking.
Yeah, you do. You really do. Because like if you think about it, your age range, women don't have
Hmm.
they're not talking like you.
Hmm.
Like they not. It's like they mind is somewhere else to a
Right.
point. It's like it's just closed.
Yeah.
It's like really closed. So with you being there, you are a man.
Thank you.
You are a great example to the point you could pave the way for many young girls that's your age, any younger than you, and probably even some women
Hmm.
for real, to a point where you could just like tell them what it is because you're straightforward. You
Right.
don't care. You just a straight line. There's no
Hmm.
gray in you at
And I'll
all.
be very honest with you. I have a celebrity
Yeah.
dad, but I've had the best of both worlds. I'm from Harlem, so I've lived in a pissy hallways and the pissy elevators, and then I've lived in luxury homes and drove in luxury cars and took the train, and
Yeah.
I've had the absolute best of both worlds. I've had periods of my life where only my mom was around and my dad wasn't. And I've had a period of my life where I was only with my grandmother and my mom was always working, my dad was always working. So I know what it's like to be without, but I also know what it's like to have, and I also know what it's like to get it myself. And you have to not want to be in a situation to make a situation better for yourself. You have to not want
Definitely.
to feel unhappy. You have to not want to feel uncomfortable. You have to go after whatever it is that you want. And I do believe that, like, I could speak to women. I could, encourage people to do certain things, and just be a voice for people to hear. But I'm very hesitant on the don't want to say something that will ruin everything for me. Like, before I even
But
get to where I'm
you're
at.
not.
So it's,
What you gotta realize is your testimony and who you are as a woman. It makes people view you like, damn, like she really know what she talking about. Like, I think you need to get beside of opinions of people.
right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're creating your own path. And you got to think about it. That person, they probably done been through worse than you, done worse than
Hmm.
you, and done all types of stuff. I understand that you're cautious and everything. You trying to make your way to the top, but your realness will keep your respect there. It'll keep your
Absolutely.
sanity there. It'll keep everything there to a point. As long as you expressing yourself and you being you, somebody is going to notice you and somebody is going to
Right.
bring you in. And I
Hmm.
think you need to try to get your way into that by sharing
Right.
everything about you, like who you are,
Right.
instead of being cautious of things what you say because you have a voice.
Right.
But I understand why you do that too. But at the same time, you have to figure out the verbiage that you have to use
Right. Exactly.
for you to be able to do that, because you is the shit for real.
Thank you. Thank you.
Like, seriously, you
Thank
really
you.
are. So if you need some encouragement or something, I'm
Well,
here.
thank you. You're giving it to
I'll
me.
hype
Thank
you
you.
up. I will hype you up. But
Thank you.
seriously, I want you to really think about that. Pray
Hmm.
about it.
Yeah.
And because that's another calling that you have.
Hmm.
And I'm getting it from you like heavy right
Thank
now.
you.
I'm enjoying our conversation,
Mm,
like seriously, because you
thank you.
dope.
Thank you so much. I'm make it happen. Sure, definitely gonna make it
Oh,
happen.
I know you is.
We're gonna do
Yes,
it.
because that could be another
Yeah.
income for you.
Hmm.
Like
Another bag.
seriously,
Yep.
definitely. So look
Hmm.
into it. Let me know
I
how I
will.
go.
I promise. Girl, you're gonna be right there and be like, listen, I gotta go speak to somebody. I gotta speak to these girls at this school. So I need you to come here so you can encourage me. So
I'll be
you'll
there
hear from
front and
me.
center. For
Hmm.
real. Cause man, I got a girls program too.
Oh,
They
there we go.
love
Look.
to hear talk to you.
Perfect.
Seriously, because that's how I talk to them.
Hmm. Let's do it.
Yep.
Perfect.
And yeah, seriously. And that's why I have this podcast, because people need to start hearing real shit. Just not
Yeah.
no like sugarcoating nothing. Like, we just need to just let it all out,
Yeah.
because I think people hide behind stuff for so long. Like, just be yourself and release
Yeah.
it.
Mm-hmm. Because
Yeah.
people don't want to be judged, and and I
Man,
get it. And it's
forget
like,
all that.
especially as women, we are. For me, I am emotional. Like, I feel everything, and like sometimes I'm in my mood where I don't know how to put myself out of it, but I don't know how to go to somebody else and be like, yo, like, what should I do? Like, what advice should I get? And I feel like sometimes people really need to hear, like, girl, you good, like, you're fine, like, you're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely think that's something I will definitely look into.
Well, you just need that boost. Well, just know I'm
Mhm.
here.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good night and thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.